is fascinating. 15.
Alright.
How can I help you?
There's not much to do today. This one might be big, but I don't know. I'm not sure. I think we started half of this, but I'm gonna finish both of these, and then I don't know if I still have like any sort of energy left in me. We'll finish exploring, I guess. This is at 70 and this is at 65. Alright, whatever. Let's do the small ones first. Probably took the long way over here. It's fine. Oh, it's this guy. I just saw him today. Roast chicken or crabs? I don't know, chicken is S tier. Oh damn, it's not that. I have no clue. I still have no clue how these work, but I'll put that down there. I'll come back to it. Alright. Let's do this painting quest. I think it's this one, I think, right? This is underneath. Like something here. Yeah, I have no clue where this is. I'll find it later.
What trinkets lie veiled within this desolate plain?
Hmm. 71.
By royal decree! Hey! wonder who this gift could be from.
Oh, you have to activate the inactive ones? Oh my god. That's annoying.
Minute to memory.
Let me go start this quest. What do you want?
I suppose this will do. I suppose this will do.
Is it above? Oh, it's above.
We'll need more where that came from.
What's this thing? Oh, that's cool. That's pretty cool. It's like a quick teleport point. Nice.
This had better be important.
What trinkets lie veiled within this desolate plain?
Go to a very warm place. Oh, it's the other side, okay.
Wind rises.
Oh crap, I missed that one. What's down here? It won't let me through yet. That's rude.
Quit following me.
illustrious name. My royal...
Let's see what this person wants.
Unsightly insects! Squall fury! Ha!
Can I do this quest in... I can at least do the quest in co-op.
There's no need to exchange pleasantries. It's rather pathetic to force a conversation just to occupy silence.
Do they want me to follow them or something?
You think I've got a sharp tongue? I just tell it like it is. If someone can't handle it, maybe that's their problem.
Okay.
You want to use my hat as an umbrella? The audacity to even make that request. Wind rises.
Are we going to the wolf? This is quite the long way.
Squall fury. Follow me.
If we're doing the wolf,
You're
I
so
don't know.
happy just to see the sun again. How childish.
Let's try this. I get heals as well, so...
Let's find shelter, or mushrooms will start growing on our heads.
Let's see how fast I can do this.
Sharing my knowledge. Everyone hold hands. Yeah. strong. You know my soul. Just wait for you. Body and mind. Hey! Stand with me! Time to act.
Pretty fast.
The weather is lovely and warm. Things are about to start getting lively again.
Oh. They left. Happy to help though. Let's go do this quest.
rises.
Ah, okay. Doing side quests will give you that component. Let's do this side quest then. Who's attacking me? This thing? Yeah, I have no clue. Long, low note, short, low note. Long. Long, short, long. Why is he saying I keep failing? I don't get it. Oh, so does it depend on length? That's weird.
Fury. Another test subject.
Quit following me. Behold!
By royal decree, allow me.
The wind rises. Search for it.
You dare to gaze upon me?
Wings of darkness, come, sever, billowing surge. Rest and rebuild.
No rotten, no grog. No grog. That's funny. Cool. Let's finish this.
The wind rises. slow.
Wait, is this a new? Oh yeah, this is this is new. I don't think I've been here before.
Unnecessary. Too slow. Quit following me. Hup. Falling into the abyss.
What? Bro, we're in Fontaine. How are you drowning? What the hell?
Too slow. Quit following me. Take it and have fun. Too slow.
All regions are unlocked. Cool.
Too slow.
Rusty, Reba!
Squall of Fury. Unnecessary.
What's this thing?
Destiny has brought me hither.
take it and have fun. Quit following me. Too slow. Quit following me. Quit following me. Unnecessary. Too slow.
Will this work? Let's see. Oh. Bro. There you go. Let's go down. Goes actually quite deep. Oh my god, I should have done this from the start. That guy was hiding pretty well. I would have expected like Hydroculus to be here or something. Oh, I might finally get that one that I couldn't get before. The Hydroculus. That I thought was above. It might be below actually. Oh yeah, it's here. Skip through this dialogue. Let's hope they don't leave before this cutscene ends. I'm gonna have to go all the way from here again back. But I'll do it, I guess.
By royal decree. I summon thee. Oz, reveal.
I'll protect us.
Retribution!
Midnight Phantasmagoria.
No rest for the wicked.
By royal decree. I created another universe and founded paradise. For I, Fischl, and the Prinzessin der Verirrt.
It must be new, I guess. I think they said they needed one more, right? Huh.
Oh, the sun's out. Oh, this meteorological transformation is most splendid. Like a felicitous twist of fate in the face of certain doom.
What the fuck happened there? What? Ping stuff. Gotta love it.
I created another universe and founded paradise. For I, Fischl, and the Prinzessin der Verirrt.
Come on, let's get moving. We're not frozen in place after all.
I created another universe and founded paradise. For I, Fischl, and the Prinzessin der Verirrt. hear the voice of fate, speaking my name in humble supplication.
Retribution!
Shadow Raven! Black Knight!
This doesn't look good.
By royal decree!
God, I love Fischl's E. Oz is just so overpowered. I love Oz. And Fischl too, but Oz is better.
I do worry about the well-being of my retinue during my impromptu absence.
I'm sure the good people of the Adventurers Guild are absolutely fine, mein Fräulein.
Oz, reveal thyself!
Wait, is it through here? Oh my god. Oh, I love that. I always went through the went to that little like pool and I was like, this must go somewhere. I was right. What's over this way? Oh, this one's locked.
Swarm Fury!
By royal
Wretched vermin!
Hold the line!
Search for it. As you wish. Time for retribution. rises.
Oz, reveal!
Cry loud!
Holy shit, that's a lot. I thought the voice was evil, but I guess not. thought there was gonna be an Act 4 showing up or something. It seemed like they were gonna do another act. Alright. We just have this quest left. And then that's it, I think.
Really?
4 hours.
Even the Knights of Livonia. This will be next time.
Alright, I'm gonna take like a few minute break. I'll be back soon. And then we'll do this.
I still have a lot to do at the guild. How about you take a rest while I go back? Guess we can rest a bit. I still have a lot to do at the guild. How about you take a rest while I go back? You should really bring the Knights of Favonius with you next time. I still have a lot to do at the guild. How about you take a rest while I go back? You should really bring the Knights of Favonius with you next time. I still have a lot to do at the guild. How about you take a rest while I go back? You should really bring the Knights of Favonius with you next time. Guess we can rest a bit. You should really bring the Knights of Favonius with you next time. Guess we can rest a bit. You should really bring the Knights of Favonius with you next time. Guess we can rest a bit. You should really bring the Knights of Favonius with you next time. I still have a lot to do with the guild.
I'm back.
How about you take a rest while I go back?
Let's do this quest.
Wow, Mr. Magician! How did you know which card I picked?
Oh, it's simple. Come closer, and I'll let you in on my secret. Magicians have a special skill called telepathy, which means we can read other people's minds.
Really? Then, what am I thinking?
Well, first you need to relax, because I can see that you're clenching your fist in your mind, as if to say, no, I mustn't let him guess it.
Aww.
And now you're getting a little flustered. You're trying to find a way to empty your mind, to think of nothing at all. But the more you try to hide a secret, the easier it'll come out. You snuck out from home today, didn't you? You told your family a little lie so you could come out and play. Now, that's not a good habit.
You can tell? Oh boy, you really can read my mind.
Of course. Oh, and that's the end of my performance. You should really be heading home. Remember to apologize to your family, all right? They must be worried about you.
All right, got it.
Hey, Lyney?
Why, hello. We meet again. Are you looking for me? What's the situation?
Well, why don't you guess, Mr. Telepathic?
Oh, please. You didn't believe that spiel, did you? The power of telepathy is quite beyond me.
I'm sure that child would beg to differ. Seemed like you were right on the money.
That was nothing more than a little trickery. I made an educated guess based on his micro-expressions. That, plus the fact that he was the only kid here without his parents, and he looked as guilty as sin. He made it easy for me. You guys, on the other hand, let me guess. Don't tell me you're here for the Phantom Weasel, are you?
Wow, got it in trickery at work.
Wait, really? No trickery this time. It was pure luck. His warning letter's been the talk of the town, so I figured that maybe you were asking around about that.
Bingo! I plan on writing a column reporting on the latest news about the Phantom Weasel. So, Lyney, what are your thoughts on this infamous thief's reappearance?
To be honest, it makes me angry.
Angry? Why?
You read his letter, right? The Phantom Weasel claims he's planning something in 3 nights' time at the Opera House. That's the night I'll be performing there.
Huh. What are the chances? Wait a minute, you don't think he's after you, do you?
Well, if he is, then his warning is clearly a direct challenge to me personally. And if he's not, then it's still going to be a huge headache for me. The mere mention of the Weasel's name is enough to scare people off. So once the contents of that letter get out, barely anyone will be showing up to watch my show. But I've been preparing for this for a long time. I'm not about to let him ruin my big day. This leaves me with only one choice. I have to expose the Phantom Weasel's identity before the show begins.
Really? So what you're saying is, we might get to see a live duel between a famous magician and an infamous thief? Wow, this has exclusive written all over it.
To be honest, I'm not sure if I'll emerge the victor. The Phantom Weasel is a notorious crook, infamous for his inscrutable methods.
You're being far too modest, Lyney. I think your magic tricks are even more inscrutable than those of a thief.
Thanks for the compliment, though I have to say, I don't care much for the comparison. A lot of people liken magicians to thieves because we both have the ability to make things disappear without the person noticing. But there's an important difference that these people overlook. Allow me to demonstrate with a quick magic trick. Here, I have a flower, just an ordinary flower that was picked not long ago. Watch it carefully now. 3, 2, 1.
It's gone!
That's the question. Where did it go? Therein lies the difference between us. Thieves make precious things disappear, but only magicians make them reappear. If I could now invite you all to check your clothes...
A surprise? Let me see! It's right there! But how? You haven't moved this whole time!
What an outstanding trick! Sorry, Lyney, it seems that my previous praise was woefully inadequate. Clearly, magic is the superior art form to theft.
Don't worry, I didn't take offense. I just wanted to take the opportunity to perhaps change some of the preconceived notions you might have about magicians. Since Caesar's death, a lot of people associate magicians with criminality. It can be quite frustrating.
I can imagine. Coming back to your trick just now, might I presume that you are well versed in floral symbolism? For example, magicians often use rainbow roses in their flower-related performances to represent passion and romantic encounters. But you used a Lumidu spell, which, if I'm not mistaken, allude to separations. I'm curious to know if there was any deeper meaning behind this choice?
Impressive knowledge. It's no wonder you're such a successful journalist. But I'm afraid I don't know the first thing about floral symbolism. I'm just in the habit of using Lumidu spells in my magic. It sounds like something I should look into, though. I'll buy myself a copy of Fontaine's Floral Language Facts when I have some time. But it'll have to wait until this Phantom Weasel business is behind us.
Well noted. In that case, this brings us to the end of our interview. I, for one, please feel free to get in touch to update me on any further developments. Otherwise, I will of course see you at your show in 3 days' time. But let's hope the Phantom Weasel is caught by then. If there's nothing else, I'll be off. You've given me lots to work with here, and I've got no time to lose if I want to write that exclusive piece. I'll see you all later.
So, Lyney, are you gonna...
I'm afraid.
Aww. Well, magicians are entitled to their secrets. But Paimon's really itching to know how it's done. You feel it too, right? So itchy!
Not so itchy then, huh? Well, since you're so concerned, how would you like to serve as my temporary magician's assistants and help me investigate?
Magician's assistants? Oh, that sounds fun! Assistants are technically magicians too! Also, it'll bring us one step closer to figuring out how that darn trick is done! Shall we go for it?
Excellent. Thank you for putting your trust in moi. The first thing we need to look into is who Caesar really was. If he truly was the Phantom Weasel, that means that the Weasel is dead, and whoever wrote this warning letter is just a copycat criminal. But if he wasn't the Weasel? Well, that'll make things more interesting. It would mean that the Weasel lives, and he's been laying low all this time in some corner of Fontaine. And if we're investigating Caesar, his fiancée Gemma is a good place to start. Word is that she visits the cemetery often, so I asked Lynette to wait for her there. We should make a move. Let's go and rendezvous.
You took your time.
Sorry, I bumped into the Traveler and Charlotte en route, and we ended up chatting for a while.
It's been a while, Lynette. We're working as Lyney's temporary assistants in the investigation of the Phantom.
Thank you. It's good to have you helping.
So, what's the situation? Have you seen Gemma?
Nope. I've been here a while, and she still hasn't shown up.
How bizarre. Maybe it was bad intel. Well, we won't get anywhere by... Excuse me, good sir. Do you by any chance know a Gemma?
Gemma? You mean Caesar's fiancée? Sure I do.
I'm just trying to get a hold of her because I need her help with something. I heard she comes here a lot.
Yeah, she does. Poor thing. It's no secret why either. Ever since Caesar passed away, she's been coming here once every week to clean his grave. Often she just sits there in front of his headstone, lost in thought. Sometimes she talks to herself. I asked her what she was doing once. She said she wanted to speak to him again. She knows he's gone and can't hear her from the grave, but she just likes to spend time there, telling her fiancé all about how her life is going.
And she's been doing this ever since Caesar passed away?
I'll bet. Caesar's reputation fell apart after his identity was revealed, so no one else visits his grave. Gemma's the only one who still thinks about him after all. I don't know if the mind lives on in the waters after death, but if it does, I'm sure Caesar must. If I'm honest, I think this is all so unfair to poor Gemma. Anyway, all of that said, she's running later than usual today. Normally, she'd be sitting in front of his grave, but, well, that's everything I know, I'm afraid.
All right, well, thanks for sharing.
You're welcome.
Did you hear the news? They're saying the Phantom Weasel's back.
You're kidding. Wait, isn't he dead?
I don't know anymore. All sorts of news flying around nowadays. I can never tell what's true and what isn't. But what if? Just
Called it. Seriously, 10 years ago, on the day it all went down, I said to myself, you know what? This guy's been set up. The Caesar I knew was a good guy. He gave balloons to children on the street, for Pete's sake. What, are we supposed to believe that he was a balloon?
Oh, please. Weren't you the one cursing his name to high heaven when the police announced the news? You were—
Wait, did I say that? I don't seem to recall.
Hello there. Sorry for disturbing you, but I couldn't help but notice you were discussing the Phantom Weasel. We're actually quite interested in this topic as well, but we're struggling to get to the bottom of it. Do you think you could spare a moment to tell us a little bit about Caesar?
You've come to the right people. Yep, I was there. Back when Caesar used to perform magic tricks on the street. He was a great magician. The best trick I ever saw him do was pop a transparent balloon, only for a whole bunch of doves to fly out from the inside. I was right up close and didn't blink or look away once. But for the life of me, I still don't have the faintest clue how he pulled it off. Really incredible stuff.
I saw him perform too. He always used to bring some gifts along for the kids who came to watch his show, and he'd hand them out after he was done. Sometimes he even got the kids to write their wishes down, and then he'd make the items on the wish list appear in his next show.
Huh. He doesn't sound like such a bad guy.
But after he died, there were also rumors that he used the wish list to find out what was precious to people, with the intent to steal it later. As I'm sure you know, the Phantom Weasel would steal just about anything from anyone.
Whatever the case, now that the Weasel is back, Caesar's become a hot topic once more. I bet Gemma must be pleased. If Caesar's name gets speak of the devil. That's her over there. If you've got any more questions about Caesar, she's
So that's Gemma. Is it just Paimon, or does it look like— Wait. It looks like she—
Who's asking?
Don't be afraid, we mean no— It looks like you're injured.
Thanks for your concern. But you didn't answer my question.
My name is Lyney, and this is my sister Lynette.
My name's Paimon, and this here's the Traveler. We're investigating the Phantom Weasel.
The Weasel posted a warning letter this morning. If he still lives, that means that Caesar was falsely accused. You knew Caesar better than anyone else. So, I promise you can trust us. We won't hurt you.
I never believed that he was the Weasel.
Huh. I suspected as much. Okay, so...
No.
Got it.
If you don't have any more questions, please leave. I want to be alone with him.
Judging by the look on her face, there's definitely something fishy about her.
She's lying. She definitely knows something.
That's fair. We're just a bunch of strangers who showed up and started questioning her about things that happened a whole decade ago. It makes sense that she'd be wary around us. In any case, I doubt we'll get any further here, so let's call it a day. Meet me outside.
Guess we can rest a bit.
over here.
Lynette's not joining us today?
I've had her follow Gemma and see if we can make any inroads. Still, I don't think that Gemma's likely. Today, we'll be looking into a guy named Lorenzo. When Caesar passed away, all the stolen goods discovered in his home were confiscated and returned to their rightful owners. Before long, Lorenzo was the next big magician in town, his fame surpassing even that of his master, and it made him very wealthy. He's since left the magic scene, though, and these days, I had to pull a lot of strings, but I managed to get him to agree to a couple of drinks with me. Be warned.
You neglected to mention that you were bringing 2 other people with you.
My apologies. These 2 are my assistants. When they heard that I was meeting with the former magic maestro himself, they begged and pleaded with me to bring them along. And if it's no trouble, a couple of autographs would really make their day.
Oh, forget the pleasantries, just sit.
Get a load of this guy. Forget the pleasantries, he says, but he looks pretty happy about Lyney stroking his ego.
I only agreed to meet since we're both magicians. Do me a favor and cut to the chase. I have more important things to do than drinking.
Much obliged, sir. As it happens, the matter I want to address is also related to magic. Yesterday morning, a warning letter from the Phantom Weasel appeared on the entrance to the Opera House. He claims to be planning something for the same evening that I'm scheduled to do a magic show there. As such, I believe that I may well be his target. I have to get to the bottom of this to ensure that my show can go ahead as planned. Naturally, any investigation into the Weasel starts with a few questions about Caesar, who...
What is there to investigate? Caesar was the Weasel and he's been dead for 10 years. So what if some sick creep thought it'd be funny to write a warning letter? It changes nothing. Are you trying to tell me you actually bought it?
Please, sir, no need to get so worked up. I do concede that a copycat is but one possibility.
Possibility? It's a fact, Lyney. Look, my patience is limited, so listen carefully while I'm still willing to put up with you. The Weasel is dead. Period. Everyone knows that, so do yourself a favor and quit this investigation. It'll lead you nowhere. Look, if this affects your magic show in any way, I will personally compensate you for any—
Oh, sir, I'm honored, really. My pride as a magician is what's at stake here, Lorenzo. Copycat or not, this person has thrown me the gauntlet, and I must meet their challenge head-on.
Your pride? Don't mince words with me, boy.
I want to find out the Phantom Weasel's true identity. I have to know for myself—
What would that accomplish? And what do the events of 10 years ago have to do with you, anyway? Look, you of all people should know that a magician never reveals their secrets. And in any case, dead men don't talk. So if you really care about your magician's pride, then you'll forget about Caesar and move on.
Uh-oh. This is
Lorenzo? Is that? Oh, it is you!
Another day, I'm busy.
Oh, come on! You can't be all business all the time. You know what they say? Live fast, die young.
If I wanted your life advice, I'd ask for it. Now get out of my face and go be drunk somewhere else.
Sorry, my good sir. I don't believe I've had the pleasure.
Oh, hey! Edmondo. He and I are business pals. We work. This is your first time meeting him? Oh, he's always like this. Foul-mouthed and hard-nosed. Never heard a kind word out of this guy the whole time I've known him. And he wonders why he can't get a girlfriend, despite being, what, pushing 40, 30-something? Anyway,
Wow.
point is, a lot
was a
older than
burn.
when he first got rejected by the girl he was into. And he's still into, from what I hear.
Shut up and get out of my face. Another word out of you and you can forget about doing business with me ever again. Do I make myself clear?
Sorry, I may have had a little too much to drink. All right, I'm gonna leave. Don't work too hard.
I think it's high time I made a move as well. If you really want to investigate this, Lyney, be my guest. But if nothing good comes of it, don't say I didn't warn you.
Well, that fell to pieces in a rather spectacular fashion. Any thought?
Totally. And what was all that about compensating you for your losses? Why would someone you just met make an offer like that? He's gotta be hiding something. And not like Gemma. She was a little suspicious, but this guy's definitely covering something up.
I think so too. We need to look into Lorenzo more closely. That guy Edmondo seems to know a thing or two about him. He only just left. Let's see if we can catch up with him. You okay there?
Who are you? Oh, it's you guys. Don't worry about me. I must have had one too many. I just need to ride it out. I said way too much back there, didn't I? Yeah, I nearly talked myself into complete financial ruin. Note to self, no more drunken chats when Lorenzo's around.
So, he was serious about threatening to cut you off? Ugh, Paimon knew he was a bad egg.
Hey! Keep your voice down. Don't go prying into Lorenzo's personal affairs. Bad things happen to people who ask too many questions, or make an enemy out of him.
What kind of bad things?
Don't even ask. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to cut this conversation short. I'm not crossing that line again. And take it from me, trouble with Lorenzo. That's not a good sign.
And there he goes. What do we...
Shh! I think we're... Don't say anything and don't look back. Any altercation in the city will attract the guards. We'd better... You followed us a long way. Why don't you come...
So you're Lyney. And where's your sister? Ain't she with you today? Save us the trouble and go fetch her for us. Let's not drag this out.
Paimon doesn't like the tone of your voice, mister!
Didn't we meet these guys before?
Save your questions, missy. You ain't gonna need answers where you're going.
In that side
Capiche?
quest. I thought we met these guys.
Looks like we can't avoid this fight. Now, I'm not the strongest fighter, so...
Don't worry, we got this! By royal, allow me!
Step right up!
Curses. They're tougher than we thought.
Vision wielders are always trouble. Intimidation...
Come on, let's scram!
Hey, wise guys! We ain't through with you yet! Oh, they got away! Did you catch what they said just before they... Sounds like they just wanted to rough us up as a scare tactic. And they've already... You're right. She was injured. Well, maybe she was too scared to tell us the truth.
Well, if that's the case, she should be... Let's head back to the cafe and...
Gemma?
You again.
We just ran into the men who've been threatening you, so you...
What? Why?
Sounds like they're no stranger.
That's putting it mildly. I know them. It's been 10 long years. And still every time How do I know I can trust you?
I'm afraid I can't reveal all the details just yet, because you see, this is a personal matter of the
Okay.
I've heard that Caesar used to have a magic workshop where he kept a lot of his personal effects. Do you know where it is?
The Fleuve Cendre. But the place was sealed up. I also know that the Fleuve Cendre is dangerous territory. Lots of hostile groups lurking around.
Understood. Lynette, you...
Got it. But if I'm staying here, I'm ordering dessert.
I mean, bon appetit. But stay sharp, too. They're likely to come for you while I'm away.
Okay. All right. Power saving mode off. I'll start taking this more seriously now.
Following me. Too slow. Yeah. Squall Fury. If Gemma gave us the right location, then the workshop should be right nearby. Huh. Looks like these boxes are... There we go.
So this was Caesar's workshop. Nothing suspicious here, just
You gotta love
normal
Wanderer,
magic
man.
props.
So much.
Let's head in further.
So useful.
What was that? Oh, is this one of Caesar's gadgets? Guess we must have triggered some sort of device.
Squall Fury.
Oh, look! The doll in the box is glowing. There's something written on the cover.
I should actually use this guy. You only get a story quest once. Damn. Is this his signature weapon? Must be, it's a 5-star. C3. Mm-hmm.
Wind rises.
Looks like we've reached the end of this route. Shall we try a different one? These magic boxes are moving. What do we do?
One of them looks different from the rest. Let's investigate.
What's that on his shoulder? Mm-hmm.
That's weird. Have we reached the end already? There's nothing here. Maybe this was a wasted trip.
This place seems a little too ordinary for a magician's workshop. We've triggered quite a few devices on the way here. I'm starting to wonder whether Caesar... If so, then there must be more to this place than meets the eye. Maybe a hidden room? Aha! If I just...
A secret pass?
I'm a magician too, and apparently looks pretty big inside. disappear!
Why have you stopped, Lyney? Is there some device in that box?
Huh. It just looks familiar somehow. Let me check this out for a second while you guys go on ahead. If anyone makes a major discovery...
All right, see you in a bit! Seems like we can't step on the same tile twice.
I didn't.
Guess we've got to finish it in one run, huh?
Bro. That's cringe. Oh, I didn't do this one. Okay. I think I know it all. I know now. I go here. And then I'll go down. There you go.
Wow! There's a hidden room here! This book's thick as a brick! Let's take a peek inside it, shall we?
It seems like something's bothering Lorenzo lately. But he won't open up to me. Surely he's not upset that I agreed to teach those two. I have a good feeling about those kids. They have all sorts of fantastic ideas. All I'm really... They wanted to call me Master, but I told them they absolutely mustn't. Any magician worth their salt could have taught them what I have. They're the geniuses. With time, I have no doubt that they could become far greater magicians than I. My only concern is why they're so mature for their age. I fear they've had to grow up too. Gemma thinks so too. She doesn't like being around them. Says that their eyes are too piercing. Two children came to talk to me after today's show. I don't know why they were out on their own. They looked... Anyway, they said that they wanted me to teach them how to do magic. I told them that learning magic is very hard work. But that didn't fade. At one of my shows a few days ago, as a joke, I told the kid that the hat has a built-in wish-granting machine. Next thing I know, so I told them another white lie. The machine needs time to power up, but I wound up saving very little this month. But it's nearly time for me to go on tour. I once overheard them talking about their father and their mission. Sounds like their parent. It's only been 10 days since They're very tough, but also very They hide things from me too. That's the thing about children. Whenever they're trying, I can sense that their lives have been hard. Possibly after thinking things over, I decided to tell them a bit about how I see the world. P.S. I hope they won't find my nagging annoying. Children are so opinionated nowadays. Will it P.P.S.? Maybe I'm overthinking this. Children aren't interested in Oh, Caesar,
Two magic geniuses with a father and a mission, huh? Sounds a lot like he was writing about Lyney and Lynette, don't you So did they meet Caesar when they were kids?
Hold that thought. As I expect...
Fishy?
All in good time. Before we go over our... First, the magician slots themselves into a magic box in full view of the audience. The box is then suspended. At this point, a dummy will fall out of the box, but it looks real. Meanwhile, the real magician, who has by now blended into the crowd... Oh no! Is that me? Did I just fall to my death?
Very vivid description.
The audience's gaze then turns to the magician, and by the time they realize what's happened, the dummy has vanished. As if everything that just happened was some sort of shit. Of course, that's just how I think the process should work, theoretically speaking. The inventor of this trick never performed it successfully. When the box opened, Caesar was the one who fell out, and not the dummy. He fell right to the ground from the highest point of the opera house. And no one else has ever attempted this trick since. My understanding of how it works is just based on what I could gather from his notes and the relevant gadgets here in his workshop.
So Caesar's famous high-altitude escape has never been done, huh? Paimon was about to say how cool it would have been to see it in person, but if it's that dangerous... Wait a second. So if a dummy's supposed to drop out of the box, then we're...
Glad you asked. That brings us to the secret of said box. This box right here is the one that Caesar constructed himself to use in the performance. Once the magician's inside and the box is lifted up and from where they're standing, they have a clear view of the front, sides, and bottom. At this point, the magician presses a button inside. He then escapes through this trapdoor onto the opera house roof, waits for the dummy to fall and distract the audience, and quietly...
That's way simpler than Paimon imagined.
Well, there's a little more to it than that, of course. The hardest part of this trick is controlling the audiences. There's the falling dummy, the miraculous reappearance, the pompous performing. Maybe the magician would even have themselves tied up before it begins to strengthen the impression that there's no escape. Many days and nights of careful research and painstaking practice would have gone into this, all culminating in a performance just a few minutes long, but one that still manages to transform the shock and grief of a tragic accident to the joy and laughter of a mesmerizing magic trick. Caesar was a highly accomplished magician, but unfortunately...
So, how did it go so wrong?
I can make a pretty good guess. I looked into the case files. The magic box Caesar was using at the time of his death had the secret button I mentioned positioned on the right...
Okay.
But here's the strange thing. Most of the devices in this workshop have the mechanism on the left-hand side, including this box right here. Which leads me to believe that's because a magician can't afford to have their most basic habits stand out too much. People naturally focus their attention on the most important details of the task or situation at hand. But a magician needs to be able to redirect an audience's attention at the essence of magic is getting people to believe a lie. And so, Caesar trained himself to use his right hand to align with his audience's expectations. But in his most stressful and nerve-wracking moments, and when no one was watching, reflex would kick in and he'd use his left hand. That's why he set his gadgets with the mechanism on his left. Exactly. I think that's likely what happened. Caesar would have been under a lot of time pressure during the escape. He'd have had mere seconds to open the hidden compartment, retrieve the dummy, then open the secret door and make a swift escape. But I'm sure he was confident. He would have rehearsed countless times to the point where it was second nature. He'd barely need to think about what he was doing because muscle memory would guide him through. So he opened the compartment, took out the dummy, checked everything was in order, and then went to leave. With his left hand, he reached for the button, and suddenly, his heart skipped a beat. It wasn't there. Much like when you reach for your keys but find your pocket empty, his mind needed a moment to process what was going on. Instinctively, his left hand would keep feeling around for the missing button, maybe for another second or two, until the bottom of the box, with the stakes being as high as they were, just a 2-second delay.
When in reality, someone switched the button. How would they be able to make the switch?
It would have to have been someone who knew that he was left-handed, and who could move his props around without arousing suspicion. Someone who was... Isn't that right?
You just couldn't let Sleeping Dog... There's not a lot of people who'd go to all this trouble for some magician who died 10 years ago. I didn't want to have to do this, you know. But I gave you your chance. I hoped you'd do what's good for you and back up.
You mean Gemma? So you are the one—
Yes, although however stubborn she might be, she was not... Which is why you can't leave this...
Do your worst!
Oz, reveal!
Step right up!
Midnight Phantasmagoria! Allow me!
Here comes the finale!
Using him is fun.
You kids are tough.
Had enough yet, Lorenzo? I think it's high time you started talking, and what I'd really like—
If I had a Mora for every time you said that man's name. He was just an amateur who did cheap tricks for gullible children. I was the one who made magic into the fine art it is today.
So it was jealousy.
Jealousy. Hatred. He poured everything into his street performances and his... But the people loved him, didn't they? Oh, how they looked up to him. No one gave... Amazing. Yeah, so amazing that he was completely broke. Every other apprentice was living it up at their master's expense, but no, not me. I put in all the work, mastered all the skill. He forbade me from using magic to trick people out of their Mora. There was nothing he hated more than that. And with his reputation in Fontaine, it was too risky for me to go it alone. As long as he was alive, if I dabbled in my own brand of money-making magic, he would... I had to kill him.
And this was your only motive?
It was reason enough. What other motive?
Well, I was under the impression that there might have been other factors at play. For...
In love with Gemma, don't...
Guess I was wrong about that then. Next question.
I am. Caesar was so strict with me. I never bought into any of that. I was more interested in the practical value of magic. Sure enough, it helped me fill my pockets with all kinds of valuable treasures.
Oh, yeah! Charlotte told us that the weasel would steal whatever people value.
That's just how it looked from the outside. What would any thief want with second I stole cheap things as a way of practicing my craft? It was other people's overactive imaginations that conjured up the preposterous image they then dubbed the Phantom Weasel.
So, that's the story, huh? Well...
What choice do I have? You're a... So be it. I've enjoyed power and wealth for the last 10 years.
Very well. In that... Traveler, Paimon, keep an eye on Lorenzo.
Lyney has told me the whole... Lorenzo, do you confess to the murder of Caesar?
Look who... What kind of disciple murders their own master?
I hope it was worth it. Because
Looks like it's all over. What should we do next, Lyney? Should we start...
let me think. Let's rendezvous with Lynette and Gemma first.
Good point! We should go tell Gemma the good...
Ah, you're back. You were so quick. I've only just finished my third dessert.
Your third? Lynette, come on, we've talked about this. Everything in moderation. You're not gonna have any room left for dinner now.
It's fine. I'll shift to exercise mode and jog off the excess sugar.
That's besides the point.
Point taken.
Did everything go okay?
Of course! Lorenzo was no match for...
Gosh, that's amazing. I had my suspicions about Lorenzo, but
It's okay, we understand. He did, but you don't need to be scared anymore.
Sorry, I always wanted to report Lorenzo. He took all of Caesar's property, which I found I was so afraid. I was scared he'd do something terrible to me. Thank you all.
Thank you all for clearing Caesar's name. I never would have guessed that Lorenzo was the real Phantom Weasel. He never showed any signs that there were problems between him and Caesar in public. From the outside, and to think that lowlife's been living life to the fullest all this time. At least his soul can finally...
Don't blame yourself.
Yeah, you still have the rest of your life.
Cheer up, Gemma. My brother's doing a magic show at the Opera House tomorrow. This show will be a special one.
In Caesar's honor.
Great. We'll see you tomorrow evening.
Don't worry, we'll be there. No, where are we... Wait. Paimon feels like we're forgetting something. Oh yeah, Caesar's diary! We never found out if the two kids Caesar taught magic...
I'll be right back.
following me. The wind rises. Behold!
Paimon's excited to see another of Lyney's magic shows!
Not this time. My brother's so I'll be watching with you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The great magician Lyney has prepared a spectacular show for us all.
Thank you all so much for coming. Now, prepare to...
Exciting stuff, isn't it?
Yes, it's just...
No wonder. So, how did you
Well, I was out on the street. Children love magic. And somehow...
Aw, that's so...
It was with a flower. He took it in... I was so...
Oh, that's so cute!
Is that right? Then I suppose... After all, you never know when the people dearest to you might be...
That's right. Paimon doesn't really know how to come...
Right. Yes, you can breathe easy now.
See? Even the Phantom Weasel! Lorenzo escaped? Where is he?
What do you...
As Lyney once said, a performer's job is to commit fully to their role. But once the bag of tricks is empty and the curtain falls, it's time to end. It's been 10 years, Gemma. Aren't you tired of the grieving widow?
What are you talking about? Traveler, Paimon doesn't like where this is going.
Ladies and gentlemen, there will now be a brief intermission, after which Lyney will perform the final performance will take place outside of the Opera House. So
The Phantom Weasel never did like public... Don't worry. This place will be...
Too slow.
Dear me, this is awkward, isn't it? And unfortunately, I'm all out of gadgets, so this is a big mistake for a magician to make. But thank...
Lyney, let's not accuse Gemma of being the real Phantom...
All in good time. Magicians are good at guessing what people are thinking. I know the questions you want to ask. And...
Really? Well then,
Let's go back to the very beginning. A decade ago, when the Phantom Weasel was terrorizing the court of Fontaine. But as her infamy grew, so did the readiness of the police, and her opportunities to act became ever fewer. Of course, she could not simply take this lying down, and before long, after weighing her options, she set her sights on a renowned...
So, being the master deceiver she was, the Weasel easily earned Caesar's trust. Now, all that remained was to frame him for her count. But as she was considering how to make her move, she noticed Caesar's aggrieved pupil, and a new thought entered her mind. At her encouragement, Lorenzo tampered with Caesar's magic box, causing him to fall to his death. Afterwards, Lorenzo seized his master's property, and the Weasel set about tarnishing Caesar's reputation. Two co-conspirators committed the perfect crime.
I didn't see the twist. I didn't expect it.
I've got to hand it to you. You're both exceptional storytellers. It's enough to make even me wonder whether there was really another mastermind behind all this. But I just have one question. You seem to think that I am the villain in this tale.
Don't worry, Lorenzo's, but I never believed that he was the Weasel. And in fact, my investigation only made me more certain of that. He was too...
How disappointing. So you'd sooner trust Lorenzo than me? Even without a shred of evidence?
A magician is an expert at playing the audience to get the result they want. And with a little help from Lorenzo, you put on a very convincing performance. The lovesick fiancé, Caesar was maligned and hated by all for 10 years, but you? Who would suspect for 1 second that the lovely young lady always seen weeping in front of Caesar's grave was actually—
Wait, so you mean the whole exhibit? Why would Lorenzo agree to that? And why didn't he sell her out even at the end?
Yes, why indeed? Maybe Gemma herself could enlighten us on that question.
Well, Lyney, if you're so confident in having killed Caesar with his own hands, Lorenzo was plagued by overwhelming guilt. Revealing the Phantom Weasel's true identity would serve no purpose. But if the Weasel remained free, then she could take care of Lorenzo's loved one.
An excellent answer.
Is that right? Well, don't let me
As a matter of fact, there's one thing. Why would the real Weasel have targeted things that only have value to other people?
Of course. After all, if I had to guess, I would say that the real Weasel left to fend for herself after her parents died young. Betrayed. She'd scrounge waste paper from garbage bins to draw on, using twigs and dirt for lack of ink and pen. She'd so ugly ragged up. This was her only source of happiness in life. Once again, she was betrayed. And this time, everything was taken from her. She felt like life was a miry pit that dragged her further down the more she struggled to escape. At that tender age, she should have been happy. Instead, this was a fate too cruel for anyone to bear. I detest the happiness of others. I will rob them of everything they hold to be good and true.
That's some pretty heavy stuff.
Now it all makes sense.
Does this story sound—
Yes, it is quite to my tastes. Thank you for helping to clear up my confusion.
Huh. That's right. What drove you to write that letter, Gemma? Because without that, none of this would have ever come to light.
She didn't write the letter.
After 10 long years, I'd hoped that the Phantom Weasel would be consigned Lyney. Or should I call you the Phantom Copycat now? You were the one who—
Very sharp, Phantom Weasel. Still as shrewd as ever. Well, no need for me to be coy about it. Our goal was to clear Caesar's name. The most straightforward way to change the public's impression of Caesar was to force the Weasel to show themselves.
That's it? You had—
Of course we did. We made it quite clear in the letter, I believe. I shall take from you that which you hold most dear, just as you did to me 10
years ago? You mean Caesar's death? Wait. Oh, I get it. You were those two obnoxious kids. It's been so long, and you're all grown up now. He taught you magic back then, didn't he? For what, 10 days or something? And you went to all—
We remember all our debts. 10 years ago, Caesar's reputation was torn to shreds, and his legacy was thrown out. 10 years on, and no one cares what the truth is. But we did not forget.
And? What exactly did you take from me? I'm still
free? Caesar once told me that even though the world is I think that applies to you too. Truth can take Life took many things from you, and those wounds never healed. When they ached unbearably in the dead of night, stealing became your way of numbing the pain.
What are you trying to—
I'm saying that for the last 10 years, you've been living a rather uneventful life. Perhaps that's because you found some— Back to Lorenzo for a second. He murdered his own master, played along with your act, and took pains to make sure he knew who you were and the things you'd done. And despite that, he was willing— You're more than just accomplices in murder. You're the only real friends each other has. So I think you know deep, but that truth is gone now. And I guarantee you, you'll never see it again.
Congratulations on your freedom, Gemma.
Your freedom will cost you dearly. From now on, you'll be all alone in a world full of lies and falsehoods. I do hope you'll be able to bear it.
Gather round, one and all. The time has now come. I'm sure you're all wondering what he has planned for the grand...
A high-altitude escape?
I'm sure you all remember the magician Caesar. This was the very trick that led to his... But we have now learned that Caesar was wrongly accused, and that the...
Guess that's my cue to leave. Whew, Traveler, Paimon, I hope you enjoy the rest of the show. There may be a lot of people watching tonight, but you will...
Lyney, wait. You two hid a lot from Caesar. He went to his grave without ever knowing your secrets. So what about now? You don't have to tell lies to end up isolated and alone. One day, you'll...
You're wrong. I'm nothing like you.
So,
Like Lyney said, when you're ready, let's head outside and watch the show.
But what about Gemma?
She'll figure out what's best for her soon enough. Oh, and if you'd like to see Lyney after...
All right. Well, let's...
Magic should be mysterious, surprising, and defy logic. Magic is hard work. Every single movement has to be practiced thousands of times.
It's alright. We're used to that.
We're sorry. You've taught us so much, but we can't tell you the whole truth.
It's okay. Do you still remember what I told you? This world is full of lies and falsehoods. I only hope that one day, you can find your own truth.
What about you? Have you found your truth?
Magic is my truth. I want to perform a magic trick so great that people will always think of me when they talk about it. For a magician, what greater honor could there be?
Look! Behold! Lyney is sealed inside the box. Will he manage to escape? 10 years ago, Caesar attempted this very trick, and it was at this precise moment that...
Lyney! Watch out!
Mysterious. Surprising. And logic-defying. Isn't that right? This honor belongs to you, Caesar. I'm just sorry it's a little late.
Did you see that? 1 minute he was falling, and the next, he turned into flowers.
How could he possibly have done that?
How mysterious. I didn't blink once.
What a heart-stopping magic show! This was really worth the trip. Caesar's name has finally been cleared, and Fontaine's new star magician Lyney has fulfilled a wish on his behalf.
Looks like everyone really loved Lyney's grand finale. Paimon doesn't see Lyney anywhere. us at the usual hunt. But, oh, you mean the one? Yeah, that's probably it. This whole magic show kinda seemed like Lyney's way of saying, all right, let's go look for him there.
Swan Fury!
Lyney! There you are. Are you alright? Paimon was scared to—
Magic is a performance art. A magician has to— I was honestly a little nervous during the live performance. The thought of fall— Sometimes, I can't help but wonder what Caesar thought in those final moments. Did he regret taking Gemma and Lorenzo on? Or...
You know, Paimon's been wanting to ask you about something ever since we were in Caesar's workshop. You learned magic from Caesar once.
After I joined the House of the Hearth. To be honest, Lyney, I told you about my past before, remember? As a young boy, I survived but I quickly realized that observation alone could only get me so far. I needed to learn how to improve my sleight of hand, hone my misdirection skills. We were gifted enough that we'd made some progress by ourselves.
So that's why you sought Caesar out?
Yes. We figured there was no... In all, we only spent 10 short days together, but for instance, when he asked why I wanted to learn magic, but in truth, there was already a lot more to the story by then. After being taken in by an aristocrat for our magic talent, then betrayed soon after, what amazed me was how the lie escaped my lips even as trust is a beautiful thing. Sadly, I'd forgotten how to trust by then.
Lyney...
Still worried about the way I feel? But don't worry, I'm used to it now. From the mansions of the elite to the House of the... After Caesar went on tour, we became busy with our missions. The next we heard of him was that he'd fallen to his death, and was now declared to be the Phantom Weed. That night, I remembered his smile. But to keep secrets is to put up walls. The longer you keep them up, the less you let people in. Then, one day, you look around and realize your life is like an empty auditorium after a show. Full of seats once occupied by all the people who... You only realize how much someone really meant to you when you lose them completely. That's why I was so confident this would hurt Gemma.
Yeah, cheer up, Lyney. We've had to say our fair share of goodbyes during our journey, too. But whatever happens, Paimon always believes in what tomorrow brings. Delicious food, fun toys, and the Traveler by my side. You know, Traveler, doesn't that kinda make you Paimon's truth?
Exactly. It's the same for me and Lynette. We are the truest thing each other has in the world, and nothing can replace that. Life has taken plenty from us, like it did from Gemma. But at least it left us with each other. That's what gave us the strength to get through the darkest days. That's why the darkness never consumed me, and why it never will. Maybe we live in the shadows too, but we remember every precious ray of light that shines through. All right, time to lighten this conversation up a little. What did you think of the show tonight? Were you—
It was amazing! Paimon just wishes we hadn't been so distracted with the Gemma situation. We spent most of our time, Lyney, could you—
Whoa, that's a bit of a tall order, I'm afraid. The show's just finished, so my sleeves are decided.
Aw, come on!
Oh, all right then. I'll watch closely. I have a flower in my hand.
You liar! There's nothing in your hand!
Huh? My goodness, you're right. But I could have—
3, 2...
Now, have another look around. Maybe the flowers appeared somewhere else.
Really? Let's see. Wow, there it is! Oh, this is a different flower from the... But more importantly, Paimon has to know how to...
Well, if you want to learn magic... Since you asked so nicely, I'll share one little tip with you.
Is that it?
Look at the time. We shouldn't linger here too long. Thanks again for coming to see my show. I look forward to
All right. Shall we head back now, too? Oh, Paimon can't wait to read. Let's head to the Steambird's offices tomorrow.
I'm very sorry, Charlotte, but my sister and I are quite busy.
Oh, please, Lyney, I'll only take a moment of your...
Huh? What's happening here?
I spent all night writing my piece about the Phantom Weasel, but just as dawn broke, I suddenly received news that Caesar's fiancée,
That was...
Too late, bro. That was quick, you say? It sounds like I've got some catching up to do. Aha! My instincts did not lead me astray. You do have something to hide. Gemma turning herself in must have something.
Maybe watching my high-altitude escape trick reminded her of a better time with Caesar, and she could no longer ignore the voice.
Okay then. Wait, no, there must be more to it. If that's all it took for her to have a change of heart, how did it take her 10 whole years?
Well...
Oh, I remember now! You and Gemma were nowhere to be found after... Quickfire question! Where did you all go after...
Oh, we went to the cemetery and Lyney did a private magic trick just for us! Actually, glad you mentioned it, because that reminds Paimon, guess what? Lyney started using rainbow roses in his trick!
What? I don't recall ever having received a rainbow rose from you myself. Is this supposed to mean that they're more important to you than your own sister?
No, I just...
What the... What now? This is...
Seems like this interview wasn't meant to be. Forgive my persistence, but when there's explosive news waiting to be found, I can't turn away. Apparently, one of the things she said to the guards was that her final wish is to see Lorenzo one last time. All right, I guess I'll leave you to continue.
Lynette? Paimon didn't mean to...
Don't worry, I wasn't angry. I was just trying to distract her.
Oh, really? Oh, thank goodness. You scared Paimon there.
Phew. You and me both, Paimon. You and me both. At least it did the job, right?
Please, take good care of that rainbow rose. I'd be really upset if you lost it.
Cool. Once again, empty quest screen. Let me take a picture of it. Oh, so nice. Having it be empty. Let me just offer some shit real quick.
Too slow.
$358. Mm-hmm. $478. What is that? I think I'm like 2 away from another one. Yes, I am.
There's no need to.
Should I go find a chest then? Somewhere? Oh, I need one more. Alright, how about this? I'll try look for one more. 80, 92, 65. So it's probably down here somewhere.
Swallow Fury! Quit following me. Swallow Fury!
Oh, that was fast. I already found it.
Too slow.
Quit following me. The wind rises.
By royal decree.
Wretched vermin! You're dead!
Why is this guy so strong? What the hell?
Shadow Raven, let night fall. Taurus, with refuge.
That's far enough! Retribution! Cry louder! The wind rises. As you wish, mein Swallow Fury! How amusing!
Oz, reveal. Rebuild.
That's a local legend. Okay.
Quit following me. Too slow.
I don't think there's anything there. Anyway, I think what I wanted to do is done. I got enough gems for the next one. 2 hours and that resets.
think
one wish
I've
off.
got a sharp tongue? I just tell it. Like it is.
Did I offer my... Oh no, foot.
Someone can...
Cool. 19. We have a key. Let's do that key. There's one here. Bruh. Let me just max this piece. I don't need it, but free up some slots. If this rolls into defense, I'm gonna use this material, that artifact as a level up material anyway, but I'm one off. Was it 30 or 35? Oh. Screw that, it's fine. Cool. I'll probably try 100% all the regions off screen. Actually, I'm not sure. Maybe, maybe not.
Quit following me.
I'll definitely find some quests off screen though. Maybe once more. Alright. That's it for today. Let's stop here.